Well, the comments I got for this video aren't exactly surprising. Nearly every comment in there, so far 113, have pretty much said they've lost faith in Rare, don't have the charm that they had, and pretty much just said that the company is dead. But I thought I'd actually start off with the 3 comments that actually try to defend Rare. Well, there were 3, but I'll be going over 2 of them since, well, one of them just kinda didn't really have any evidence to back that up. Xbox Kid 91505 says he's excited to hear that they opened a new studio that might make some fantastic games like they used to, and with Perfect Dark being the best rated game on Xbox Live Arcade, they might make a Perfect Dark 2. He's still pretty hopeful. Well, I have no reason to make you not hopeful anymore. I mean, if you still think that they can make good games, well, I honestly would like to see that. I mean, a new studio could come up with some new ideas and new games, so that's at least something to look forward to, I guess. MoleV747 thinks they are still creative, with Viva Pinata being a good example, but they really need to focus on what made their game so good, and would like to see a new Banjo-Kazooie game made on the Xbox Live Arcade that was like the first 2. He wants them to have a fresh new start, just pretty much stop what they're doing, start all over again. That would be the best move they could make since being bought by Microsoft. Smash King 242 writes, Rare, please go back to Nintendo. Well, first, that's not really their decision, and second, I really don't see the big difference that would make. I really don't see how what company they're working for determines how they make games. It might make a little bit of difference, but really, it really is just Rare's performance. The other companies have very little say in it. At least that's what I believe anyway. Number 214 writes, Rare and Sega have a lot in common than you might think. They were amazing in the 90s, and it's arguable that they've lost their touch when they entered their big shift change. Okay, I kind of paraphrased that a little bit, but yeah, that's basically what he wrote. And it's true. Rare and Sega haven't exactly been the same since they've, well, switched from what they used to be. And to be honest, neither one of them have been that great. Sega's getting a little bit better, at least I think so. Rare seems to be getting worse. That's entirely opinion though. Brawlmaster 08 wants them to work out a deal to get their old games on the Virtual Console. Well, to be honest, it's not really up to Rare, they've actually gone on record saying it's up to Nintendo, and to be honest, I would like to see that too. Some games like Donkey Kong 64, I'm surprised that they haven't been put up on the Virtual Console yet. Some games I can kind of understand why it'd be hard to get the rights to them, but that doesn't mean it's not a possibility. Still, I wish they would work it out as well. Smash Bros. Freak 2020 writes, They were the Pixar of video games. Not anymore. The only one I liked was Cameo, and Nuts and Bolts was one of my most disappointing games ever. It was more of a sandbox action game than a true platformer. From the way it looks, I'd have to agree, and I remember them showing off a trailer making it look like it was a platformer. Who are you trying to fool, Rare? Because that's certainly not us. Mario Link Genofan wrote, Why didn't I just make it into a rant? The few he played were amazing, and I'm assuming Diddy Kong Racing was one of them, but as of lately, he hasn't really seen anything other than Nuts and Bolts, which he believes they haven't been doing that good job either. Well, the reason I didn't want to make this a rant, and the reason I don't really like to make rants, is because it attracts the haters, and they're nothing but a headache. They have nothing intelligent to really say, at least by making it an opinion video, you know, people calm down a little. Whereas if you just make a complete rant, then people will just automatically flame you, and we're a lot better off without that. Sam Oxnard wrote, The only good games they've made are Perfect Dark Zero and Viva Pinata, and those weren't even their best works either. He just thinks that they are no longer creative and clever. Kinda contradicting an earlier comment, but these are opinions after all. Viva Pinata I'll kinda give credit to, but Perfect Dark Zero? Ampharos Man 64 writes, They were the kings of the NES in 64 days. They had magic, and now the magic is dead. Rest in peace, Rare. I don't think they're dead yet, I just think they're on critical lifeline, and have been in a coma for like the last 10 years. Nerd for Life wrote that this was his favorite company, but after getting bought by Microsoft, it went downhill, and believes that if they were with Nintendo, they would have made a sequel that didn't involve using Legos to Banjo-Kazooie. The best part of Rare is literally gone. I still remember seeing that little tiny trailer for Banjo-Kazooie on the GameCube, which was just meh. But yeah, I too believe that they don't know what they're doing anymore. They're obviously not listening to critics or fans. They're doing what they want, most of the time, I guess, and that's starting to cost them a lot. Here's one from Sonic Dude 101. There is no reason to sugarcoat it. Rare just flat out sucks. Microsoft only keeps them around because they made the avatars and Kinect Sports. They wanted to make a new Conquer game, but Microsoft was against it, so they made Live and Reloaded. Rare's too deep in the gutter at this point, in my opinion. Really? You know, I didn't know they made the avatars. I know they're making Kinect Sports, but the avatars? Well, for some reason that doesn't surprise me. They used to compete with Nintendo when they worked for Nintendo, and now they're competing against them when they work for another company. I guess some things never really change. Except the quality of Rare's games! I wish I could elaborate more on this, but I'm sorry to West Ham Has and KG7777, because you guys went into way too much detail. There was no way I could get that into this video. West Ham Has definitely goes into a lot more history about Rare than I do. And, well, yeah, I'm not that much of a researcher because I hate doing research. So, yeah, I did kind of suck and live out and kind of left out a lot of stuff. So if you want more about the history, go check out what West Ham Has had to say. And KG7777 really wanted to go into a topic discussion about this and kind of went off into a little rant in his comments. I definitely recommend you guys go look at their comments because it's too long for me to bring up in this video. Sorry guys. Threadnut's original comments were too long to be put in this video as well, but decided to make a shorter comment that said, Rare was the shining light in the golden age of gaming. It has dimmered down and someone is trying to force it to light again, but instead it's making it darker. All who thought the N64 was the golden age of gaming vote up my comment. Who disagree, vote down. So far he has 8 votes up, and I voted up on that. And I'm probably going to vote up again. Because as I said in my video, they made a lot of great games for the N64, more than any other company besides Nintendo did.